Do you like the idea of relaxing in a really sturdy, good-looking, solid, comfortable Adirondack chair that even has a few hidden extras? I'm going to guess that sounds fairly appealing to you. So in the moments ahead, we will take an up-close look at this pair of beauties from SUUNYN, or SUUNYN. I don't know how you say it. I just know that I really like the chairs. Stick around. Hi friends, Bill here from Bill's Reviews and Tech Tips, and today we bring you a review of these two Adirondack chairs from SUUNYN or SUUNYN, and we're going to do things a little bit differently today. We're going to start with the end of the journey, the experience with these chairs, and then I'll take you back in time to the assembly process, and you'll see, I think naturally, that we have a combination of pros and cons as we work our way through a review of these chairs. So let's start with the positives. First of all, they look really cool. They're very sturdy. I'm about 6'5", about 230 pounds, and there is no wiggle in these chairs. There's no creaking. There's no sign of stress, thank goodness, when I sit down in them. I really like that part. They weigh about 40 pounds each, and so you're not going to move them a lot, even though they are foldable. But when I sit down in them, for whatever reason, it's almost a perfect contour to my back, to my legs and everything. And I love the extras that come with these chairs. So we have on the sides, of course, we have the cup holders that come back underneath the arms if you don't want to use the cup holder. But they're both very good. They both have bottoms on them, so your drink's not going to fall through to the ground, which would be kind of a bummer. And one of my favorite features about these chairs is that we have a leg rest that is tucked away and hidden right up inside of here that can either come down to the ground and sit flat, or there are some legs that extend down, and now you have a chance really to kick your legs up a little bit, have a little different angle if you have some back issues, or if you just like to have your feet up off the ground. It's that easy. It just pulls out from underneath. So the cup holders extend out from the side, the leg rest comes out from underneath. There's an additional support underneath that folds out, and yes, you've assembled all of that, but in the end, it really has a very stable feel, and it's a really comfortable chair. I'm super excited about that. So now let me take you to the assembly process, because here is how this whole chair experience begins. Obviously, it comes in a box, some assembly required. And for people like me, those three words are not always very enjoyable. Crack open the box and you see all of the pieces, you get everything laid out. They are labeled well, the pieces are labeled well. There are little stickers with letters on each one so that you don't have to guess which part means what. Unfortunately, that's kind of where the logical approach to the instructional process ends. I'm going to tell you a couple things right up front. First of all, under no circumstances whatsoever should you leave yourself in a position where you need to use the wrench that's provided in the kit. This is completely useless. It's about 1 millimeter wide, and so it doesn't give you much chance to hold on to something. Here's the good news. You have a wrench like this somewhere in your world. It's a very common size. I think it was 10 millimeters, whatever it is. Don't use this one. Get your own. That will save you a fair amount of time. They also provide for you an Allen wrench. This thing's perfectly fine. If you happen to have another form of Allen wrench, you might be able to do things a little bit more quickly. But everything throughout the process is assembled with Allen wrench on one side, nuts and bolts on the other, and using this is a nightmare. Speaking of nightmares, I hate to say it this way, and I don't want to dissuade you at all from considering these chairs because, as I said at the beginning, the end product is really, really good. These instructions are horrendous. They're horrendous. I'm sorry. I'm just going to tell you like it is. We are an honest review site. These are not good instructions. But most of all, there is a part of the assembly process that you need to know about right now, and it has to do with the kit of nuts and bolts that they provide. You know, the Allen wrench and the screwdriver or the wrench are both in that kit, and so it comes guarded under plastic with everything on the front side labeled properly. 1 through 5, 6 through 10, no problem. However, the access to all of those parts is on the back side where there's perforated cardboard, and all of the numbers are completely unrelated to what they were on the front side. In other words, on the front side, you see that number 1 is in the top left side. Look where it is on the back. And you've got to flip that over, and then you've got to start guessing, where did that go? Where do I find this one? Where do I find that one? Because they don't match the labels on the back. Whoever's back in the SUUNYN or SUUNYN factory who's sending these things out needs to have a demotion or at least a personal improvement plan put before them. And more seriously, I do wish, and I'm sure you do as well, that whenever products are made overseas, which clearly this is, I wish before they send it out the door that they would just have a consumer who has no connection whatsoever to the company to walk through the entire process and assess whether or not things make logical sense. So as you can see here, we have 2 of these Adirondack chairs. The first one, it should have taken about 20 to 30 minutes to put together. At least that's the claim according to the instructions. It took hours because there was no logic to the process, the finding of the right parts as you're flipping it back over again. It was very, very frustrating. Now, when I assembled the one in which I am sitting right now, I flew right through it because I understood the experience from round 1. So I say all of that, and in conclusion, to say this. These are really good chairs. I am very glad that I have them. The process needs to be a lot better, but in the end, I had a guest over yesterday, and I sat in this chair for the better part of 5 hours having a conversation, and at no point did I think, man, I wish I had a cushion, or I wish I was sitting in something else. I was really quite impressed with all of it. So in the end, I've shared with you the pros and the cons, and overall, I still give thumbs up to these chairs from SUUNYN or SUUNYN, or however you want to say it. These are very comfortable, very sturdy, very stable. And I think I could sit out here for quite a while. In fact, I might move them down to the beach. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us here on Bill's Reviews and Tech Tips.